Oh, welcome to another Friday. I
said welcome to another Friday. I said welcome to another Friday. Welcome to another Friday.
My head is heavy, let me lay it down.
Today we're gonna be talking. Every time I'm like, today we're gonna be talking, I feel like I'm. Well, you know, like, did any of you watch like agony aunts, like on the TV in the 90s? Like, I feel like I should have a name like Mystic Meg, Free Fanny, which is exactly my name. Welcome to another episode of Free Fanny.
We are going to be talking about food today.
I want to talk about food because some of you might be young and not even have broached the subject of food, diets, don't do it, anything like that. But also, some of you may have already toyed with this idea about food and about what's good and what's bad. And I just want to set the record straight. Yes, you know that my other job that I do other than acting and or...
Brushing my eyebrows there, you know, you can see yourself, it's not good.
Yeah, other than acting and making content is fitness and nutrition, and I understand that some people are too young to even want to talk about fitness, and I don't want to come at you from an angle of telling you how to lose weight, diets. Bear in mind, I do have, what are they called on YouTube? Chapters, not chapters. They're called something. Sections where I've saved my fitness stuff, so if you are into fitness, then you can go over to there.
I'll link it below. I don't know which way, where everything is on YouTube.
But that is not to say that you should not be, whether you're young or old, which I was going to say on my age, kind of in, it's not in between, is it? I'm old. I'm old, deal with it, Danny. But I want you to come at it from a place of mental strength and mind calmness and well-being for your soul. Fitness and nutrition, eating well and training and being active is not about losing weight or changing your body all of the time. Please know that. I was not a very active child when I was younger and used to hate PE. I would do anything to avoid it. I've got my period.
I'm really feeling really ill today. I've got belly cramps.
I didn't do anything.
And I just feel like if I was to exercise, it would be really bad for me.
The most exercise I used to do, which I was riding my bike around the block with my friend who lived next door. And I have this feeling that lately people don't do that as much. Why? Because we're always on our smartphones.
Ooh. Oh, look. A video of somebody riding their bike. Ooh. A video of someone doing exercise. Look at those people walking around, hiking, doing activity. I'm just going to sit here and scroll on my phone.
We do not do as much as we used to do years and years and years and years ago, and hence why obesity is a big thing. It's not sugar making you fat, it's not particular foods that are making people fat, it's the fact that we do less and we eat more. It's not about the specific foods that we're eating, it's the fact that we do less and we just eat more in general. We eat more in general. Why? Because food is so much more convenient than it was, say, back in the 50s, 60s, 70s. We have it ready at our door 24 hours. Deliveroo, Uber Eats, Just Eat. You can literally, at the touch of a button on your phone, this is my phone, you don't even have to call anymore. You literally press a button on an app, and I don't know why I'm always shouting. Do I sound like I'm shouting whenever I'm talking to you? I'm sorry. I just get overexcited when I'm talking about something that I'm passionate about. Sorry. I'm just gonna tone it down.
Tone it down, Sally. Tone it down!
We have a touch of a button, we order our food, it's to our door. Fast food, it's convenient. Junk food, it's cheap. So we eat processed food that is quick to digest, which means that we eat a lot more of it because we don't stay fuller for longer, and therefore we eat more. You want food because you need to fuel yourself and able to live and do all the things that you want to do. And I don't mean just scrolling on our phones. And also I want to talk about just being active, getting up off of your bottom, out playing, walking, spending time with your friends, with your family, being an active human being, making sure that you're not always sitting down. I know that YouTube, and I'm not telling you to walk away from the screen. Don't go,
Walk away, come back, come back.
sit here. Just, you can sit on your bum for a second, because actually I do believe in using our minds and our mind staying active. So playing video games and watching YouTube content that's useful to you, or just makes you laugh, or makes you learn something, or you can relate to, I definitely think that those things come into your well-being and help you be a healthier, happier human being. I'm not saying, I'm not going to be one of those adults that's like,
Guys, do not play computer games, don't do any of this.
I'm not your mum. I'm just Danny telling you that those things can be healthy too if done in moderation. And I think that's the issue. Everything needs to be done in moderation, and it's really hard to know what moderation is when we're talking about food and activity as well. That is going to help with your mind and well-being and your soul too. When we eat, the few reasons that I think that we should want to eat is to fuel our bodies so that we have enough energy to just go about our business, enough energy to wake up, do a poo, do a fart, brush our teeth, have a shower, and just go about our normal day. Also, I think we should eat food for the experience. Tasting yummy food. There is nothing better than French fries with garlic on them, or Haagen-Dazs ice cream, salted caramel. I'm vegan, so I haven't had it for a while.
Dribble.
Eating to enjoy and experience that yumminess. Also, it's a good way of spending time with friends and family, like eating with them, going out for dinner, sitting around the dinner table on a Friday night with your family, talking, communicating, connecting, chatting. All of that stuff can be done, obviously without food, but it's great when your taste buds are tingling and you're doing all that stuff, and it's just a really nice way of bringing people together. So fuel, experience, taste buds, and also you want your soul to feel fulfilled, not just your body with nutrients. You want your soul to enjoy what you're doing. Don't just eat because
I'm gonna eat this so I've got some energy.
Boring. Eat to enjoy it. Find things that you do enjoy. Now, this is what happens. A lot of people go,
Well, I want to eat pizza every day. I'm going to eat pizza for breakfast, lunch and dinner with some ice cream on the side.
okay, I get it. That's technically what we think we want. But you know what, actually, if you were to eat a pizza for breakfast, lunch and dinner with some ice cream on the side,
Maybe a cupcake and a brownie here and there. Maybe a croissant, maybe some sugar on toast.
I believe that actually it doesn't do us the world of good, because it makes us feel sluggish, de-energized, because we have a big sugar rush and then a bit of a crash. We end up not really being able to feel energized and light and floaty, and we feel a bit groggy. Often if I eat a lot of junk food, I get a headache, I feel more tired.
And everything is so hard to do. It just makes me not want to get out of bed in the morning. My belly hurts. I need to do lots of poos and my belly cramps. Spend all the time on the toilet.
There's lots of negative physical effects that come from eating a lot of junk food. The same goes, it's not just physical effects, we have mental effects of eating a lot of food. If we are technically not giving ourselves the nutrients we need and feeding our body in a way that we know is going to benefit us physically and healthily, that can have an effect on our mental state, because we are then telling ourselves subconsciously that we are not treating ourselves very well. And the idea is that we want to tell ourselves that we are treating ourselves well, that we are looking after ourselves, that we care enough about ourselves to give ourselves love and good soul food and nutrients, and that we feel worthy enough to enjoy the food and fuel our body with that food. And if we tell ourselves subconsciously that we don't, it will have a negative effect on our well-being and how we just feel in our skin. So when I talk about eating balanced, I talk about eating natural, whole, clean foods as much as possible. Clean being it's kind of from the ground, fresh, And look, if you eat meat, you eat meat. So that, again, is a whole food. It's not a food that's been mixed with this chemical, that chemical. Lots of ingredients that you don't understand on the back of the tin, that's not coming out of a packet, just putting into an oven, and just not making sure that you're not eating food that's highly processed all of the time, and that a lot of the food, 80% of the food that you're eating, is natural, whole foods. It's easier to digest. There's so many more micronutrients, so like fiber and all the vitamins you need, vitamin D, C, B, and all of the good stuff that you need just to function well, for your bones to function, your blood flow, your tendons and your muscles to all be able to work, and your organs all to be able to work at their optimal level. You need to be able to have carbs for the energy, fats for your hormones, protein for the muscle synthesis to build and keep you nice and strong. And I don't mean, I just mean strong enough to walk, do activity, lift yourself up, lift up a box healthily. So you want all the nutrients, and all those nutrients mainly come from whole foods. Come from whole foods. Now, processed foods just have less of those nutrients in. It digests but not as well in your body, so you don't get the nutrients as well as you might from the other foods. But that isn't to say that those foods won't come into your diet. And when I say diet, I don't mean
Diet, you're restricting your calories and you're not eating enough.
I just mean in general what you eat. Who doesn't love a hot dog when they go and see a baseball game? Or when you go to the cinema, you might eat some chocolate or ice cream. That's processed, it's man-made, it's things used, churned up, mixed with other stuff, and it's a process that has now created a food. Ice cream did not just grow from a tree. We want that stuff too. That stuff tastes yummy, it's enjoyable. But the idea is that we just don't overeat on processed foods and foods that have less nutrients. So we fill up on all the foods that give us the nutrients, and then we eat the food that we want for our soul and for our taste buds to
Bingo.
and we eat those 20% of the time. So that is a nice balance of being able to eat well for your body, but also for your mind. If you ever start to feel like you need to restrict food in order to feel that you are happy or good enough, we need to then work on that stuff and the head stuff of why and what's making you feel like you're not good enough. If you feel that you have to punish yourself, restrict yourself, or put yourself in a position where you're not enjoying life and the activity, non-activity, or the food, non-food that you're eating, try and stay happy and try and enjoy the food you eat and try and feel good. You want to wake up feeling like you've had a good night's sleep. You want to be able to go about your business during the day and feel like you've got enough energy to do so. You want to be able to go out with your friends and eat some popcorn and a cake and not feel like that's bad. No food is good or bad. Cake is not bad. It's good for the soul. Yes, it doesn't have as much nutrients in as you might get from chicken and rice and broccoli. But the point is, both have a place in the way that you eat. It's not, that cake or ice cream is not bad for you. It's not good if we have it in an amount that means that we overeat, and our energy, we're eating more than we're burning, and then we gain weight, which means that we get larger and more obese, and our organs aren't working as well. And when our organs aren't working as well, because we've got to carry this extra weight and our body can't do its optimal things it's meant to do, just like function properly, and then we get unfit, and then we have issues. But it's not that this cake made someone unhealthy from the offset, it's that the energy balance was off and we ended up gaining weight because we were eating more than we were burning. The idea is that we do about the same activity as what we roughly eat, the energy out and the energy in balances, and we just maintain. So the cake, the ice cream, the pizza, on its own, potentially it's not bad. If you're going to eat those foods, just make sure that you're filling up on all the nutrient-filled, goody, fibrous, vitamin-y, mineral-y food that you know is good for you, and then have a treat. But don't decide that it's good food or bad food. It's nutritious or it's non-nutritious. Your body is a clever organism that will break food down and give you the food you need to the things that it needs. So you don't need to think in terms of food being good or bad. Just learn what is a good balance for you and you're good to go. I mean, I could go on about this subject for like ever and ever and ever, but I think that I've already done 20 minutes, so that is the end. I'm gonna try and edit it down. I hope that that's helpful. If you wanna be fitter and healthier, that's totally cool, but I just don't want you to feel like you need to do it for anybody else, for any validation, to fit into society standards, or know that you can be happy before you do those changes. Yeah, okie dokie.
Then why I do this stuff? Okay, I'm gonna go. Peace out. No, what am I doing?
Okay guys, thanks for watching. I'll be back next week. I love you all. Laters taters. Bye.